it's hard to knock it. Everybody got their own thing, currency chasing, worldwide through the hard times, worrying faces.
Well, hello. God bless you, community family. Welcome to Gang Talk with Skipp Townsend and Sister Herron. And you see tonight it's just us.
Justice. We have justice tonight.
We got justice. Just the two of us. Just us. But God bless you once again and welcome to this very special hour for our community and our community families. We've been doing this for quite a while, trying to get in touch with our neighbors and our neighborhoods and our children and their parents and everybody that's been tagged you're it in this nightmare. So Skipp and I come to talk solutions and bring community members that have solutions or have been through the nightmare and working their way back. So we appreciate all of them that take the time and make the sacrifice and come talk to you. So we did have guests scheduled tonight in a different approach. And sometimes you just never know, but we're waiting, and in the meantime, Skipp and I are just going to continue as we always have with guests or no guests. So we'd like to thank God for Skipp for not only his recovery, but the extraordinary work that he does in his give back and just how much beloved he has become in our community. So, Skipp?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And as always, I give honor and praise to God. And when you just said that you thank God this morning, I was driving on the freeway and I was thanking God for an incident that happened in 1985.
Wow.
Where seat belts weren't required. And I'm in the back of a 240Z or 280Z in the back. I'm squinched in like this. And
yeah, because they don't have a back.
Right. So I remember being squished in, and it was a high-speed pursuit. We were running from the sheriffs on the freeway, right?
No.
And anything could have happened. We were going like 100 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And I'm the only one who didn't go to jail that day. And I thank God, not that I didn't go to jail, but that we didn't have a bad accident.
Yes.
That I'm not maimed, that I'm not paralyzed,
yes.
that I'm still alive. And,
yes.
Just to think about the crazy things I did and, what would have happened if just one car would have moved over and we, anything like that. So I was thinking that this morning when you just said that. I thought about it again. Like, I have to be thankful for the small things, the little things, because I am still here. And as Molly Bell would say, to God be the glory.
And she's so right, because you know that you have scars, okay, physical scars. And the one thing I didn't mention last week was one of those people that you ran into in the strangest of all places, and he was so happy to see you. And then when you told me the backstory, this is one of the guys that tried to kill you, and you showed me the scar that he left, it's like,
yes, indeed.
There's something surreal about this. There's something surreal, but the hugs and joy that he had in seeing you, it could have lit up the whole corner. I mean, it was an amazing.
Yeah, and just to think that he's really proud of me. He's proud. He's proud of who I became, even though he was seconds away from taking my life.
Yes,
seconds away.
Yes,
but I'm sure he's proud of me, and I'm just I'm grateful that I'm alive.
Yeah,
there's so many different stories, but yes.
Well, see, because look, he had on what do they call those? I don't say wife beaters, but those little sleeves. Slingshot. Is that what they call it? Mm-hmm. And I saw all the scars on him.
Oh, he's been shot up.
He's been shot.
People have tried to kill him. I can't even say what he did. Yeah.
Don't say, bro.
Yeah, he's responsible for a lot of people crying.
Yeah.
Let me just say that. And one of them was his best friend, and so he was chased out of Compton for years, and that's how I ran into him in Inglewood. And he was a bad character, a very,
that's what made
the Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone had a show where they did about a guy named Anthony, and Anthony would always say, you're a bad man. You're a very bad man. And that, he fits that bill right there. He was a bad man, a very bad man.
That's what made the encounter surreal. It really did. It was amazing. And that's what kind of restores my faith in the work, that if you have a chance to survive the nightmare and the extra gift to come back in your right mind,
be grateful.
The extra gift. That's an extra gift to come back in your right mind.
Be grateful.
Yes. And I was grateful for both of you. Although I have a little bit of what I want to say, what's the right word for that? I got against him because because he was a very bad man, So
he was a very bad man.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons we don't ask him. We don't ask to tell everything, divulge everything about their history because some stories
are horrible.
Yes, they are horrible, and people
horrible.
like me will hold that against them.
Right.
In the years that we used to caravan around the city on Thursday and Friday nights with Perry Crouch and go to 5 locations where somebody had been killed, where a young person had been killed in gang violence, and that was blacks and Hispanics. We weren't singular. We embraced the community as a whole, and Hispanic kids were dying also. And we had some amazing encounters on some of the blocks that we visited. Is that our guest calling?
Yes, it is our guest calling. And
are they in the alley?
I have no idea if they're in the alley. Hold on one second.
Well, answer them and
ask the guest. Is she in the alley?
I'll keep talking.
She is in the alley.
She is in the alley. Okay.
Thank you for being in the alley.
Thank you, yes, because they do come a long way, and we try to remind them. We come on at 6 o'clock, and 5 o'clock in this city is the worst time to travel.
Right.
So our joke is, if you're going to be late on Thursday, then start Wednesday.
Right.
Leave Wednesday. That way we know you'll be here on time.
We have another saying, the second call, too, where I'd rather be 2 hours early than to be 2 minutes late.
Yeah.
And, we say that because a lot of times, for a situation like this where this is studio time, this is air time.
Right.
So suppose we were famous producers, we were the producers of this new album and we want these singers on there. Well, we'd have to replace them, But no, we can't replace them, but, what we are. But, just for individuals who are younger, who are thinking about getting employed, you'd rather be 2 hours early.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We have that bad reputation. CP time. God.
Colored people.
That's from my childhood, and my father used to hate that.
Right.
Hate that. It's
because we can't accept that. We can't accept that our behavior is late, lazy, and defiant. Stuff like that. But you were going to say something about our guest from last week, who we didn't thank, Brother Marcus, and also our guest was Jaye Person Lynn. Jaye Person Lynn. So. I just want to say thank you to both of them.
Yes,
Jaye Person Lynn is
a bit of work.
Yes, indeed, a Lincoln lawyer that drives a Lincoln.
And you know what else I want to say about Jaye? See, because we don't joke. We laugh a little bit. We lighten things up because our topic is very serious. But Jaye is an attorney, and he did indicate that a couple of things. We must know our rights. We must know our rights. And the fact that he went to see one of his clients at our local South Bureau.
77 station.
Yes, and they were so offensive to him as a professional, they made him wait for 6 hours.
Right.
6 hours. And that is illegal.
Unacceptable. It's illegal and it's unacceptable.
Yes.
Especially, let me tell you who the watch commander is there. The watch commander at 77 Division, the lieutenant, name is Amada Tangarides, who comes out of Watts, born and raised in Watts, went to Locke High School.
And we know Amada.
And Amada is a friend of the community.
Yes,
you mean to tell me within 6 hours that we cannot have someone reach the watch commander to have this made right? Let me tell you who the deputy chief is in South Bureau. Well, you already know. His name is her husband, Chief Phil Tangarides, who also comes out of South L.A. He don't want me to tell tell people this, but his family comes off of 90th Street, off of Western.
Okay.
He said he could look to Watts from where he was at, Century and Western. So we have 2 community members who are now in high-ranking positions in this bureau. So there's just absolutely no reason for that to happen, and we have to hold them accountable. But real quick, can we go to Stevie Wonder? If he could set us free, we could let the guests
set our guests up.
We could set the guests up. So let's add
Can we
Stevie
do
in.
that?
Yeah, there he is.
All right. Well, God bless you and welcome back. That was an early break because we had guests we were expecting, and as we always joke, they need to come on in. They need to start leaving on Wednesday just to get here by 6 o'clock on Thursday. So come on, have a seat, honey.
Where?
Oh, here, in front of the microphone.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so our friend here, we're going to have her introduce herself and again and tell us why she came tonight and who she invited and what the reason to invite them was.
Hi, my name is Barbara.
Speak to the mic.
My name is Barbara. I'm the mother of DeAndre and Devon. Both of them was murdered. Devon was murdered 10 years ago, and DeAndre was murdered last year. And so I invited some young men to come out that's upcoming entrepreneurs that's doing a positive thing in the community.
Right.
And I wanted people to be able to see that and also to promote what they're doing.
Yes.
I love them from the bottom of my heart. And we have our very own Mr. Taco Mell in the house.
Yes, yes. Well, that was what we were doing different, because the one thing we don't do with Gang Talk, we don't do any advertising, none, because it's a complicated arena. There's a Me Too-ism in there like politicians and preachers. So we have excluded them in favor of our community,
right?
So that they get a chance. So the different approach tonight is that we're featuring black business owners. That's the purpose of this hour tonight, was to introduce black business owners that are right here in our community, and to do things like Skipp has suggested a couple of shows, to do cash mobs at these places where we organize and come, throw our money at that location that day to help them pay their rent, help them buy supplies or whatever they need to do. So we can't do a cash mob if we don't know where to go and bring that. So welcome. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, you're supposed to talk now.
You have to
supposed to talk about how long you've been.
And what we normally do.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Your name is Mell.
My name is Jermelle.
Taco
Mell.
Taco Mell.
Yeah.
And what we normally do, we invite our guests to share whatever they want to share about their background, and certainly what brought them into what they're doing now. So we give you that time in your introduction.
I grew up in the city of Compton.
All right.
Middle class family. Got a twin brother, little brother, big sister. Yeah, both parents in the home. Life didn't really hit me until my parents divorced.
Oh.
Yeah, like everything changed after that. It was crazy. And
how old were you?
When they divorced, I was 15. Oh. So that's when I had to. I was back and forth from Texas because my dad, after they divorced, he moved to Texas, and my mom stayed out here, so I was just back and forth. That it was hard on me because I missed out on football. I was a football player in high school, and after that, it just stopped. Yeah, pretty much everything. Then graduated, started working a little full-time security job, and it wasn't enough because I had a baby on the way. I'm like, this is not gonna work. So I right after my daughter was born, probably like the next month, I went to go buy my taco grill. Like the baby, we had a taco lady for the baby shower too. Though I'm like, man, I can do better than this.
Okay.
Yeah, like we paid this lady $500 just to bring out something.
$500 you could have made.
I could have made. Yeah. So I thought about it, and right after she was born, I borrowed $500 from my sister, and I went to go buy a taco grill. Mm-hmm. I didn't think it was gonna get me to where I'm at now, because she was one of the first parties I did. I was charging $150. Like I didn't really want to make it wasn't really like a big profit for me. I just wanted to cook.
Right.
Like I knew it was gonna take me somewhere, but not this far.
Yes.
Yeah. So now I'm in a restaurant, got the catering truck,
Yes.
restaurant, catering business still going.
Yes.
Yep.
That's the beauty about it. You have a catering truck too.
Yeah.
You know, because that seems to be the new arena now is to have some kind of truck, whether it's a food truck or an ice cream truck, but people are becoming mobile that way. And I see a big advantage for our community to enter that arena too. You know, because I have tasted your food, I have enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And now I know that you have not only the restaurant, but the catering truck too.
Right.
You can catch a catering truck after 5 o'clock on Western in Manchester at the Shell gas station.
All right.
Oh, that's your truck sitting there.
Yes,
Yeah.
his truck.
Oh, okay, yeah. I used to
Western
drive tow
Manchester.
trucks, so I always look and see the tow truck drivers, and I was like, whose truck is that? I wonder.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. So you moved off of Manchester, and I think you were on
Cimarron. Yeah, I was over there.
Right. So we got a mutual friend, Big B.
Big B. Yeah, Big B was just across the street with me.
Right. So Big B had me come in. He kind of makes everybody go wherever he's at. So he forced me in there one day. So I too was eating the chicken tacos.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes,
We stopped by yesterday
Okay.
Where?
at the truck.
Oh yeah, y'all did.
We stopped by yesterday. I was looking for you, but I didn't see
I was
you.
out catering the event at over there off Melrose.
So share with us your age, brother, if you don't mind.
27.
27 years old, and the brother's out here in the city of Los Angeles, one of the hardest places to just survive to be 27 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Growing up in Compton and doing a lot of work in business in South Central LA.
Yes.
How do you survive, brother? How did you not make that turn towards gang violence?
I mean, I was in it, but I wasn't really in it. Like I was hanging around the gang members in. I want to say, what was this? What year was this? I want to say 2005 when a good friend of mine died, and I had to go.
Yeah,
I'm
don't
not
nobody
done
want to
with
get
this.
dead.
Right.
It got real in 2005. I mean, I lost so many friends.
Yes.
I just had to go.
That's the
And
dark
look,
side of this
it
is
is.
how many of
That's what you got to go through, though.
Yes,
You got to go through it.
you know,
to grow.
and it's happened all over. That's the tragedy of this. It happened from Compton to Inglewood, my neighborhood, Skipp's neighborhood. It just happened to all of us. Barbara's neighborhood too, you know, and a lot of good friends have perished in this. So
And see, but that's one thing. That's like you said. That's how I came into contact with Taco Bell because of the fact that my son DeAndre.
I remember seeing him the first day I seen
One
him.
of his very first customers, like
Yeah.
you said, when he charged for that party that he did for DeAndre, it was $150.
Yeah.
You know, and so DeAndre was like, "Mama, I tell you, I promise you, Mama, this my boy. He this and he this and that and that." And I mean, wasn't no disappointment. Everybody was just
everybody
Yeah.
was happy. Yes.
So where'd you learn to cook then, brother?
I've been cooking since a child because my parents, my dad and mom was at work, and I used to get out of school. I was hungry, so I'm cooking for myself.
You had to feed yourself.
Simple, yeah.
But it's a big
It's really the
difference.
genes, though. Once you know the basics of cooking, it's easy.
Well, we talking about seasoning, though. We talking about making it taste good,
Yeah.
brother.
Right.
You had to
I mean,
learn
I didn't
that
find
from
my.
somewhere.
I just recently found the measurement. Like first, I was just doing it. Like then I tasted it. Like it's good. But now I don't even got to taste it no more. I know what to do. Yeah. It take a while. You got to study it.
No, you got to. I ain't gonna do
that
that.
ain't no study. That's just when you know it, you know it.
Yeah,
Right.
you know what
And
you know
once
it.
you know it, you know it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty about it. You found a way to become an entrepreneur doing something you like to do.
Exactly.
And that's the whole basis for success. It has to be something you're interested in
Right,
at least.
exactly.
And then you can actually make a living at it.
Right.
And that's the beauty. That's a message we're here to share with our young audience. You don't have to just plan your future on getting a job with
Right,
just
yeah.
anybody.
No.
You can become your own job.
Exactly.
And this is a young man that's shown you that was a decision that he made, and we support that. We don't have enough black businesses in our community.
Right.
And sister, I was going to say
Young,
too
too.
that one of the things, yes, definitely 27. One of the things that has irritated my soul is that in helping individuals get to jobs, get into the workplace, I'm helping them get into situations where they're working for someone else's dream.
Right.
So the thing about that is no matter if they give them $50, $60 an hour, doesn't matter about the medical, dental, vision benefits, what happens is this is not their dream.
Right.
And for 25, 30 years, they'll work this, and then they'll have a retirement. Where on the other hand, my brother Jermelle right here, what can happen is he can share this with his twin brother, his little brother,
that's what I was just about to say.
He can have
it's a growing business.
Children as well.
Business.
So it's a family business where
you can own your own one day.
Dad can now in Texas have Taco Mell
Right.
and start a franchise.
And
then people see people who've come from LA or in Florida now or New Jersey says, hey, how much to franchise your business? And this could be the beginning of a legacy, a financial legacy.
Can we get a Taco Mell truck in Atlanta?
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. I think that's my next move. I love Atlanta. I was just out there about 2 months ago.
Atlanta.
I fell in love. Yeah, I love it.
Well, Atlanta's become the new Black Hollywood.
It is.
You know, we don't have a place here, but in Atlanta, Atlanta's a boom city for that kind of production. Yeah. So I really support the community and everything that they're trying to do that helps us.
Let me ask you this, brother. Where do you buy your products from? Do you support black businesses in buying your products? Because there's a young lady about 32, 33 years old, Katrina, I forgot her last name, but she just Kia Patton, just recently bought the grocery warehouse that's on Central.
Right.
So what really would be good is if that, as we spend our black dollars, because I like Taco Bell, if we spend them then with those who are also black entrepreneurs.
Can she be a supplier for his goods? That's really what you're suggesting, but we don't want to put you on the spot, and we don't want to put her on the spot.
Yeah, I haven't stopped by yet. I've been thinking about stopping by, but I just move so much. Every time I'm in the car, I'm rushing somewhere. Every time,
and that's
so I see her store. I've been wanting to stop by, but I'm just always in a rush.
Yeah, that's all right. See, because we just got that market. Yeah. We're just now finding out about you. Yeah. You know, on my level, I came to your business here in the local community, and there's a lot of construction going on, and somebody I love very dearly told me, say, go see Taco Mell. Go, mom. Okay, one of my children. Yeah. So I like that. Yeah. That they were able to tell me, this is a black-owned business, Mom. You want to go over there, and I love that part of it because for so long I've had to go outside my community and spend my dollars where they weren't respected. Exactly. They weren't appreciated. It was like I was doing them some kind of gift, you know, and it's like, well, this is my nickel, and you kind of spit on the hand that's giving it to you.
Nickel. We don't nickels buy nothing nowadays.
Well, you know, they made new nickels, and those new nickels are so shiny they look like quarters. And I look at them all the time. It takes me a minute to realize that that's a nickel, not a quarter. So I just don't joke. It's not like we have thousands of dollars to throw around and waste. And
well, I remember in my days, Art's Chili Dogs, Florence and Normandy. Yes. There was a guy named Donnie, had Donnie Dogs on Florence, in between Gramercy and Cimarron. And, you know, it's just good to know where are the locations. I believe... you know, a lot of people like to eat at Moby's on Manchester. Oh, yeah. But Moby's is not black-owned. You know, there's a lot of places that have soul food or, you know, have that attraction, and they're not black-owned, you know. So I just like to, and not that I have anything against any other race. It's just, for me, I would like to see my people who are always last and sometimes become first and be the entrepreneurs. And instead of, you know, because we're always the ones who can't get hired, can't get a job, so we could also be the ones that own our own company.
Well, when our guest showed up, we were in the middle of talking about the show last week when we discussed the fact that we weren't supposed to be human beings or members of this community, this country, this society, and that was written by...
That was written by the U.S. It was a Supreme Court decision.
Right.
Are you serious?
Dred Scott.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to bring it up in a second, but it was a Supreme Court decision.
Yes. Well, see, because Jaiye read the first part of the Constitution, and Skipp and I had to remind him when they wrote the Constitution, we were still slaves.
Right.
See, so when they wrote the Constitution, they weren't talking about us. And so, you know, it was a discussion having to do with Independence Day. And our question was, like Frederick Douglass said in 1852 on July 5th, what does your independence mean for a slave?
Right.
Really. So they celebrated last week, and we ate barbecue and shot off fireworks. So, it's a conflict of interest for the black community. It's a conflict of interest for the original Americans. It's now a conflict of interest for the Muslims and the Hispanics they want to build that wall for. Right. So all the people of color in this country are a conflict of interest.
Right. Sister, let me share real quick that the full case is Dred Scott versus John F.A. Sanford. And in the findings, it says judgment is reversed, suit dismissed for lack of jurisdiction. And this is the reason why. It says persons of African descent cannot be, nor were ever intended to be, citizens under the U.S. Constitution. Did you get that?
Again. No, I'm sorry. We were changing.
Y'all playing musical chairs.
Yes.
I didn't hear the music. That's why.
Yes. I didn't hear the music either.
Okay, but it says persons of African descent cannot be, nor were ever intended to be, citizens under the U.S. Constitution.
Yeah.
Did you get that? So that means no one from Africa they never intended. They said we cannot be, nor were we intended to be, citizens under the U.S. Constitution. So by saying that, how can I say, well, I'm going to celebrate the 4th of July? Also, they say in 2020 is going to be the anniversary of when the Mayflower landed. And they said it was 102 passengers on the Mayflower, and people want to have their DNA tested to see if they are descendants of that original 102 that came on the Mayflower, because they say that's when we found America. So what do you tell these indigenous people who have been run off their land, got these reservations, as they call it?
Okay, because the joke in the original people in this country was we should have deported them. We should not have let them land. Right. We should have never let them survive that landing. We shouldn't have befriended them. We shouldn't have ate with them. We shouldn't have had a turkey dinner and showed them corn and showed them any of that stuff. Right. And when you look at Standing Rock today, you really kind of get the sense that they hurt themselves, allowing these, as you say, Columbus brought disease with him, plague with him, sickness, and cruelty.
Alcohol and whiskey and rifles.
Yes, all the strange things that the indigenous people were unfamiliar with. And they were cheated. There is no question about it. They were cheated. Their land was stolen. Their people were killed. And we're imports.
So let me tell you about 2017. 2017 is just the opposite now. We have black entrepreneurs. We have individuals who are doing things in the community. And sister, next time I press him to use the black business lady, let me press him. He's pressable. He's cool. He's all right with it.
I'm not objecting to that, but really what I'd like to do too, not only have them set up a business relationship for their supplies, we want to franchise that location. We really want to see that market on some corners over here in some of these empty buildings and warehouses that we have sitting around here just taking up space.
So much stuff. Right here in this block.
Right here
in this
block.
For sale, for lease, everything. I'm like, y'all sleep, wake up.
Well, the Slauson Corridor has a lot of empty warehouse places that are large enough to have a market like that twice the size. You see, and we have all that.
But we got to support her, though. That's what I'm saying is, we can't, she's struggling to pay bills or whatever, get her loans back. So
I want somebody to call Curran Price and set that up for her. See, because Curran Price runs the 9th District. I don't know about the 8th District. Maybe it's overloaded, but we have a lot lot of vacancies.
She's
and the point
Compton,
is,
though.
Yeah,
so
that's Mark Ridley Thomas. She's in the supervisor's district.
Yeah,
Supervisor Mark Ridley Thomas.
Sure she got connects.
Well, Curran Price runs the 9th District. The 9th District has a lot of empty spaces. So between him and Mark Ridley, they ought to do something. Right. So before we keep fussing about that, what they need to do, let's introduce our guests that we were waiting for tonight. Give them a chance to say hello, and you got to share.
Hello, how y'all doing?
All right.
I'm Craig, Mr. Fries, man.
Mr. Fries, man.
Yeah.
Craig, is your last name Batiste?
And you do know that.
And you look like Mr. Big. Is Mr. Big your
That's
daddy?
my dad.
Yes, indeed.
He supposed to came with me, but then
Was he?
we left him.
Yeah, leave him.
We had the
He got
hurry
a
up.
dog named Max that tried to pee on my foot, man.
He won't let me get Max. I asked him, "Can I have him?" He said, "Nah, it's my dog."
That's my dog.
Brother said,
Yeah.
Craig, all right.
See how small our community is.
Yes, indeed.
See how small. This is family business.
Yes, it is.
This is family business. We are related to each other, and we really need to say that because slavery blended us. We don't know who our ancestors and forefathers and our family tree. You know, I thanks to my brother's research because years ago, before there was an Ancestry.com, he did the personal research to find out what plantation we came from. Okay, well, he found out.
You know, I seen one when I was in New Orleans. I had went down. I forgot the name of the plantation, but then I looked on the wall. It was like a wall had all the slaves, the age, and how much they were sold for.
Wow.
And I done seen my last name up there like 5 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. All right, Mr. Fries, man.
Dang, I didn't know that, man. You didn't share that with me. My name is Smitty. Me, Trey, I go as a Smitty Signature Pudding. I do the banana pudding.
All right.
So,
You're going to be my partner, my friend, Smitty.
Okay.
Man, come on
Did you bring
board,
some?
man. I brought a cup. My mom's just telling me to bring a cup up here, so I brought a cup over there.
Can I have my cup? Oh, was it for me?
He said
Well,
that
I don't know
cup.
who's for it. She was telling
We
me.
were promised to taste,
Y'all had
and
to
we're not
split it.
pressing
Y'all gotta
anything
split.
about that.
It's enough for everybody.
How many spoons you got? Because I need
Yeah.
one too.
Right, I only put 2 spoons in the bag.
And don't double dip.
No double dip.
No, all right. And
So,
that,
where are you guys located, brother? I think you in Gardena, is that right?
We located in Gardena, 149th and Western, 14800 Southwestern, Gardena, California, 90249.
Okay.
Suite 108.
Sweet
right.
108.
give that address again, because we don't need the zip code. They ain't going to mail you nothing. We want to show up in the parking
Southbound
lot.
and Western to 149th. All right, and that's where the banana pudding is, too?
Oh no, I'm currently in Compton, and then I
Okay.
also have my
Vending.
product on vending on Florence and Van Ness right now.
Quick Mart.
Quick Mart store.
Blue
Okay,
Kitchen.
yeah, I was
Blue
about to
Kitchen.
say, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, real good.
Yeah, I'm located right across the street, 4326 Crenshaw Boulevard.
Yeah.
All right, 4326. And also your
truck.
taco truck is on.
Manchester and Western at the Shell gas station
After 5.
after 5.
After 5.
I was tempted to stop on the way.
Yeah.
Late.
Okay, because I tried to come out to your place once, because what I've been doing, as I've been told about black-owned businesses, I like to go in there and take a selfie and then put it on my Facebook page and let people know this is a black-owned business. So I tried to come out to your place, but I got my directions wrong. And, man, I was so upset. I drove all the way out there ready because one of my favorite foods is potatoes and French
love
fries. And
potatoes,
look.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yes.
Sister, are you saying that you got lost going to Gardena? Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying?
Well, I got lost with the address. Okay, I was looking, but I was looking all in the wrong places, probably looking for the wrong thing.
Okay. No, you're never looking for the wrong thing when you're looking for potatoes.
Well, that's true, but I didn't find them.
And
So
look, I find potatoes.
Look left, going down Western.
That's it.
All right. So tell me something about your fries, man. What's so different about your fries?
Everything. Pretty much everything.
You see, that's good. You got good advertising
Yep,
right there.
everything. I just ever since I was little, what had me laughing though was my cousin. He had came by, it was like a couple of weeks ago, and he took a bite of them, and I just hear him laughing behind me. I'm like, man, it was so funny. He was like, these fries came a long way. I'm like, what you mean? He said, man, you coming to get me from my mom's house on the handlebars of your bike. We're going to your mom's house making some fries. I'm like, yeah. I just started I always put because I grew up over by Southwest, by Washington High, so we had Lucy's. I used to tell them, like, I don't want chili. Put salsa and cheese on mine. I put some jalapenos. So they're like, all right, cool. And every time I just start putting different stuff on there, snow crab, shrimp,
Oh,
bacon,
man, like
barbecue.
that?
yeah,
barbecue,
like
bacon,
that.
ranch,
Yes, Mr. Fries.
Oh,
Mr.
man.
Fries, right?
oxtails.
Wait, hold on a second. That's 148.09?
Yeah.
108?
149th and Western. So
Right.
you coming from this way, it's between the busiest streets, Rosecrans and Marine.
Right.
And right on your left-hand side, right in the corner.
All right.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. So say that again. You
Not
have,
the left-hand side, the east side or the west side?
That's the east side.
The east side. Okay, left-hand side,
You
no.
got snow crab and what else you put on there?
You're going
Snow crab,
southbound.
shrimp, oxtails, steak,
Good Lord.
oysters, bacon.
I'm
Now
never
you
gonna
know why I
lose
was
this
trying
weight.
to find
I'm
him.
never going to lose this weight. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
All right. What about you, Brother Smitty? How'd you start doing the banana pudding, man? Where'd that come from?
Man,
That's a grandmama somewhere.
Man, it was, but grandmama can't make it like me no more. So.
She lost her touch.
She lost her touch.
Oh, man. It's
So
that
she
new
watching
age
those.
stuff. That's
All
why
right,
we
look, I'm
had
gonna
different.
text her right now.
She's not
I'ma
gonna get
text
me because she
grandma.
just called me earlier. It's like, I'm waiting on that banana pudding over here. I was like, I'm waiting on yours too. So no, we had. I was messing around the kitchen with my wife, and she made it hot, and I was like, I'm gonna make it cold. We're gonna see who's gonna be the best. So I ate her hot banana pudding. I had a cavity back here, like, ooh, that's sweet. I can't do that one, man. So she tasted mine. She was like, that's it. So we took it down to a church. And, that's where you're going to find out your truth. Right there, you go down to a black church,
Yes.
So take it down there. They scraped it. So I was like, cool.
Yeah.
So we just started that off. And then Craig, he was selling his fries. That's where he was peeling potatoes by his hands.
What?
Oh, yeah, he was peeling by his hands at first. I was like, man, come on, man. They taking a long time peeling the potatoes, man. Get a machine or something. He was like, nah, cuz I got to grind. I said, man, try this banana pudding, man. Put it out there for me. He put it out there on his Instagram, and he was like, man, I need more of those over there right now.
Oh, okay.
So ever since then, he was like, create a page. I'd never created an Instagram page with my business. I was just trying to, get it out word of mouth. He was like, nah, you need an Instagram.
Yeah.
So we did it on Instagram, and then it took off from there. So then I started coming up with different flavors and, just sitting back. He started calling me 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Cuz write this down. Man, what? Man, you know what time it is? He's like, nah, write this down.
Yeah.
That's a
Make this.
businessman right there.
That's right.
I like that.
All type of crazy
Man,
ideas.
he still do. So I'll be like, man, I ain't answering today. I answer when I wake up.
Right.
So other than that, that's what we do. So if you look at my page, Smitty Signature Pudding, man, there's a lot of different flavors on there.
So how old are you, Smitty?
31.
31. How old are you, Craig?
32.
32. 31, 32, 28.
27.
27. I tried to give you a year, but
Man.
all right. So those are young entrepreneurs, and even the young lady Kia Patton, I believe she's 32.
in her early 30s.
Early 30s. So that's
Yes.
really something to be proud of.
Yes.
I'm in my late 30s, so I'm just saying. So yeah, I'm proud of you guys, the younger generation that have.
Well, see, that's the beauty about your generation. You are going to be the way makers for the young following behind you, and that's the beauty about this recovery from the nightmare that we've been through. And you've become the new leadership. You become the new leadership. Yeah. You're showing them other ways besides rap, basketball,
the same thing.
football.
Yeah.
People think in the city they think that's the only way out. It's not.
Yeah.
The food thing is starting to become like the rap game.
Yeah,
Right.
The same.
Because there's some brothers in Compton too who had what they call it, the something kitchen.
Trap kitchen.
Trap kitchen.
Trap
Yeah, I
kitchen.
grew up with
Yes.
Spank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same neighborhood.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there's the Burrito Man.
Who's that?
No, the quesadilla. It's talking about
The
Keith.
quesadilla.
Oh, quesadilla.
Yeah.
And then
All flavor, no grease.
Okay.
all flavor,
Yeah.
no grease.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
I
That's
called him. I
what
thought
it
he was
is.
gonna be here. I called him, asked him where he was at.
Oh,
He
wow.
was
But you
coming.
know
He
what,
said,
though,
"No,
When he
no,
come, he
no."
go, pull out right now.
The beauty of it is that you guys all know each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the beauty of it. So,
Yes.
I remember one time a guy, I used to work at 310 Motoring, and there was a guy came up there and said he played football for Kansas City. And forget his name, lived in Long Beach, used to play football. He said he's not in the league. And I said, what do you mean he's not in the league? He said, he is not in the NFL. And I said, if all these teams got 70 people on each team, how do you know that? He says, because I have to study him. He says, I'm a defensive back. He's a defensive back, played for the Patriots, lived in Long Beach. He said, I got to study these individuals so I know everybody in the league. So because of you and you have your expertise, you guys would know young black people who are out there in the community doing the same type of work. Because at some point, do you guys interact? Do you go to the bathroom?
No, I get paper towels.
You sweating?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's interrogation room, brother.
Yeah,
You know you messed up, right? You know you
Nervous. You
Yeah,
nervous.
like this is the first 48, brother. Get you ready, man.
Well,
Just say Pookie did it, man.
okay, because we've been in a heat wave for the last week or so.
Ooh, it's starting to cool down though.
It needs to cool down,
Thank God.
but the truth is, it has cost people their air conditioning. Okay, the West Side had a power out because that's all they run is air conditioning on a hot day.
Yeah.
And
He was doing like this. You turned your head. He was doing like this.
To that
Yeah.
go sky high.
and plus the air conditioning's off in the studio, so it's a little warmer than usual. So
You can take your hat off too, bro. Show that young hairline.
If you got one.
Look, I'm losing. I'm getting old. Right, losing.
Yes, sir.
well, something about floodlights that make us break out. Okay, it's just a joke, and I'm gonna be careful with my jokes because I told a very poor one last week, and the one thing the young people want me to know is we're not gonna do it like that. We're not gonna do it like that, and it was a joke about survival. Black men surviving an encounter with law enforcement.
Wow.
And that's always our concern. How do you survive that? And I guess because we had an attorney on, young Jaye Person Lynn, and he's committed to representing our people in lockup. And it was a very intense conversation about the fact, as Skipp just read in the Dred Scott decision, that we were not intended to be human beings or citizens of this country. It's very important that we find a sense of independence here.
Right.
See, Skipp's thing is if this system is working against us, then we need to leave the system. So you represent three men that have seen the wisdom of becoming independent, and that's the most powerful message that, as a people, we can share today.
Yes, indeed, and let the world know that they're here, and that too, that problem isn't gonna bypass you guys. As successful as you become, whether you're in a Charger now and a Mercedes 2 years from now, how are you gonna deal with it when it's your turn? When law enforcement is pulling you over and has you pay, and then you talked about riding the handlebars with your cousin in Washington High School. Do you know the thought that the sheriff department has on you and your cousin?
Oh yeah, no, because one time, me just hanging out, doing some dumb stuff. They came, I took off. We all took off running, and the next thing you know, one of the police, he said, "Hey, you Craig, huh?" I said, He said, "No, I remember you as a little when you used to come to the sheriff's station with Ruby Johnson." I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "Your grandmother Linda Batiste." I said, "Yeah." So I'm having a talk with Ruby.
That's it. That's all.
Right, what did you do?
We just took off. It was we was all out there, just not thinking, just a reaction. Just they come, let's go. They jumping out.
How old were you?
I was what, 16.
16.
Yeah,
That's the age.
Yeah.
Right. To be fair to our kids, between 12 and 21, 22, it's all loose. There's nothing secure, nothing safe, nothing. It's just been that way. It's just been that way, and your lives have been at risk on so many different levels. That's why we're on the radio,
Right.
so that our young men know that they're valuable to us. If you ain't valuable to nobody else, just know you're valuable to us. And we don't want anything negative happening to any of you. Right. None of you. And we don't care if it's law enforcement or us. We don't want that kind of stuff anymore, because you deserve the gifts that God intended you to have when He gave you life. Right. It's the world that doesn't want you to have that. Right. Okay, but we want you to have everything God promised. You are His promise. As my son, as my son, as my son, you are His promise to me. Right. So we want you to know that you are valuable to us. And now we get to show off three young entrepreneurs. Look at here. Right. Look at here.
So what about you, Smitty? Police get behind you and these confrontations, man, brother. Are you prepared? And I ask this question because I want you guys to not think that you don't have to prepare for that. Oh, yeah. And even in your success, even going to church, got the wife with me. You know.
Let me piggyback off that too, see, because we all know Chris Rock. Chris Rock put out a video that said, every time the police get behind me, I turn my camera on. Yep. And the amazing thing, what he said, every time. Right. Not just, they're behind me. Every time they're behind him, he puts on his video. So that's the question Skipp's asking you.
I thought about doing that because I got put up. Not to cut you off, but I got put up recently by the sheriff's over there by Anthony's Park. I was leaving from checking on my motorcycle. my cousin was with me. He was drunk. So I'm like, let me get this dude out of here. They pull us over for what reason? They didn't tell us. All I did, this is what I always do. Roll the windows down, drop the keys, put my hands out the thing. They tell me to open the door. No, you open the door.
Right.
I'm not opening
right.
the door.
Right.
Right. I told him, I said, I'm not on parole or probation, but you can search the car if you want to.
No.
But he still was being a dickhead about it. So he told me, my cousin, like, I got to throw up. And he was like, he told me already, CT told me, like, it's a pint of Hennessy in the back seat, in the car seat. That's mine. He told me that was his. It was his. And then the dude was like, well, if you can't hold your liquor, nigga, I don't give a fuck.
That's what he said.
That's exactly what he told him. And then when we get out the car, I'm trying to get their name and all that. They jumped right in the car and just took off.
Right.
Yeah.
And got out of there.
Crooked.
That's all I tell them when they put me over. When I tell them you can search the car, you can do what you got to do. They're like, nah.
can't, bro.
What are you doing all that for? That's like, what you doing? I said, because I already know what you're going to ask me.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially the sheriff. The one thing I like about the sheriff is
guns and drugs.
Right. So they will take the transmission out. They'll tear the car up. But if it ain't no guns and drugs, you can go home. LAPD, they'll find a warrant.
I got pulled over,
LAPD
no
will find
license,
a
no
$3
tags, no
warrant. They're going
insurance,
to take you
nah.
to jail for it.
I went scot free.
Yeah. Go ahead, Smitty, man. How you going to deal with the situation?
Man, I deal with the situation. I get put over by the police all the time. So it's normal to me now. So
Why,
now
though?
You
don't
get
make
pulled
it
over
become
all the time.
All the
Don't
time.
make
I haven't
it
got
normal.
I haven't got put over this year, thank God.
Wow.
But when I had my rims on my Impala, I had to realize, I'm like, okay, I'm not out here gang banging or selling drugs, but dang, I want some nice things in life. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go ahead and get rid of the Impala because every time I drove the Impala in Compton, it was like the lights.
Who
come
are
on.
you?
And
What are you doing with this
One
Impala?
already come out with his gun. You know the door. The sheriffs, man, they so smooth. They pull up and their doors already open. I'm like,
Yeah.
the car's still rolling. How you
Foot
know
hanging
the
out,
foot
everything.
hanging out and everything.
Right.
So
They call them jump out boys.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Three
his
of
partner
them.
got the gun already. I'm like, man, y'all doing too much. He was like, on probation? I was like, I'm not on probation. Why are you nervous? You got something in the car? So I'm not
No,
nervous.
he got a gun. That's why I'm nervous.
The boy got the gun right there, man.
Come on, man.
You getting pulled over.
Yeah, you getting pulled over.
Nervous.
And I'm like, where you going? The address don't match where I say I'm going. Oh, they checking you. I'm like, bro, just because I don't stay, just because my address don't say Compton doesn't mean I can't come in Compton.
Yeah.
So they have harassed you a lot, like you said, man. The sheriffs, they only looking for guns and weapons. LAPD, I get a ticket from them all the time. And on Highway Patrol too, I can't shake them.
Right.
So I can. But the sheriffs, since I've been living in Compton, though, I've been good. It just since I got rid of that Impala. They see the car seats and stuff in the back. They like, oh, he ain't doing.
Well, you know what Jay-Z said. He's old enough to know what car. He's young enough to know what car to buy, but old enough to know not to put rims on it.
Exactly.
Right.
And I learned that.
So what about you? You're not far from it at 27 years old. What do you do, man, when they approach you?
What did they do to you?
When I'm legit, I get ignorant with them. Right back. I do. I talk mess because like, why are you pulling me over?
Yeah.
Like one time they was going the opposite way as me, and he seen me. He turned all the way around. Like, why are you pulling me over? Like,
Yeah.
why?
Why?
Oh, you traffic tickets on file. I'm like, you need to run my plates. It's a lie. I'm just
Traffic
talking mess.
tickets
He
on
ran my
file.
name. He ran my name. He said I was clear. I've never been to jail, probation, nothing. Never even touched jail. He came back. He threw my license at me. He flicked it in the car. Walked back to his car. Like, I told you. I cursed him out.
Yeah.
He didn't say nothing.
Well, you know, the amazing thing is that's the one thing they don't believe. You've never been to jail.
Yeah. And I love when they mess.
They call you a liar.
I love when they mess with me now. Like, what was this? Like, I want to say 2 months ago, they ran up on me behind my restaurant. Like, it's my restaurant. Like, we don't know that. I'm like, what?
I seen that. Yeah.
This is my property.
See, that's the
Chill
problem.
out.
Yeah, you're always a suspect. You're always guilty.
Always.
But why?
Like, we was
Always.
back
But
in my
tell me
restaurant.
why?
Yeah.
Why is he a suspect? Why
Because-
is he getting pulled over? I think he should be able to have rims on his car if he wants to.
Right.
I'm angry he had to give up his Impala and his rims to satisfy Compton sheriffs. Who the hell are they?
Nobody.
You know, they're nothing but shooters, and they're killers.
Right.
So how do we respect them? So this is the answer I'm really trying to get at. How do our men handle that hostile environment and come away alive? And you're right. You see, but they always have the license to kill anyway. Mm-hmm. They really do. And, you know, your generation is not going to play it the same way mine did. And in my youth, the element was only them.
Right.
the fear in my community was only them.
I mean, there wasn't no fear of Inglewood. Wasn't no fear
No.
of Rosecrans versus.
There wasn't no
Southside.
fear of Compton. There wasn't no fear of Watts. There wasn't no fear of Inglewood, except for law enforcement. Yeah. See, so now they're still running amok. It's just that we're coming back into our right minds, and we want to stop that. We want to stop that because your lives are important to us, and you're the role models for the next generation, and they deserve to see you survive. So that's the most important message we carry in this hour.
Yes, indeed. Sister, you're going to have to get the last word from these young men, because you guys have, I'm sure, lots of young people who are looking up to you, whether you realize it or not. There are people who don't even know you yet who are looking up to you. So what is the message you want to send to our children so that they, too, can be as powerful and entrepreneur-type mentality as you?
See, how I look at things is like back to like the police thing and how other people look at us, like black males or black people as overall as a race. First, I think we need to tighten up our backyard first.
Yes.
And then that's when people start looking at us different. If they see blacks acting crazy, acting wild, that's already in mind. So, okay, I got to approach this situation kind of wild. That's like even if we see something, we're going to be like, hold on, we got to approach this a different route. And I think we need to respect ourselves, and that's when we'll start getting respected by others.
Right, so I think you're doing that. So for young kids, I mean, because this is a great group, and you say no flavor, no grease ain't even here, so y'all group is even bigger than this.
It's
so
much
then,
bigger.
much bigger. So what do you want to leave the young people with who are looking up to you right now?
I tell them like this: leave the streets alone. That's number one. And I always say this: the streets is cancer. If you don't get out of that street life before it get a hold of you, it's either going to kill you or you're going to be somewhere you don't want to be. And don't be scared to, you know what I'm saying, take a leap to do something. Because I was scared at first. I was been at Pepsi for 10 years, and I'm like, I want to do something, but I'm like, I don't know.
Scared to leave.
I finally just gave it up, like, I'm done. I'm just going to, I can't work for nobody else.
I'm glad.
I want to work for myself.
Yes.
All right, what about you, Smitty? You got to leave the young people with something.
Man, just basically, man, like Craig said, man, they got to leave the streets alone, man. That's gonna hold you back all the time. I mean, growing up in the hood, man, was just like you see your friend one day, the next day you don't. So I made that choice that I was gonna be like, man, let me just go out here and do my thing, man. Then I got to make sure my family is good as well. And I just stepped out on faith. That's first and foremost, because a lot of people don't believe that they can do stuff, man. There's so much talent in the hood, and they know that. They know that. So their thing is to keep us down as much as possible. And we got to realize that that's what they doing.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So killing each other and going back and fighting over some woman or over a color, a zip code, something that we don't even own. It's crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you own all this, okay, hell yeah, fight for it. But you don't own it. You see what I'm saying? You renting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You renting. So it's not your
don't fight for that apartment building you live in.
Today, I feel like I can walk and go anywhere I want to go without being pressed.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, man, I'm over that stage. Growing up seeing all that stuff, I'm over that stage, man. Just step on faith. Just know that God got you wherever you go.
Yes,
that's what I want to leave with him, man.
Yes, sir. What about you, brother Taco Mell? You got to come to the mic. He's tired too.
I'm a sleepy person. I'm always sleepy.
Brother.
Always, every day. I'm tired. I'm always tired. I do so much. My mind is. I think it's like a mind thing with me.
Man.
All right. So what you gonna leave the young people with, man? Famous Taco Mell right here. Go ahead.
I don't got much to say, but stay out the streets. What else? They pretty much said everything to me. Yeah. And get some sleep. Stay in the house.
Right. So I guess my two.
We got to open up more youth centers too, man. We got to teach the kids how to stay out the way. We got to keep them out the way because a lot of people can't do it themselves. Their parents. A lot of parents don't have anything to like fund and stuff. That's why we got to get our nonprofit going to open up these youth centers and show them. We have to actually show them hands on.
Talking about like last time when I called, I said, look, it's a lot of unfortunate people. Let's do we did the turkey drive.
Yeah, we did a lot of stuff.
A bunch of turkeys.
We did a lot of stuff
out our pocket.
Yes, indeed.
Passed them out and Christmas. Did the same thing.
Man, I'm really proud of you, brothers. I'm gonna tell you to keep your head to the sky.
Tell them where you can find you Saturday. Where
you
you
guys
gonna
gonna
be
be at Saturday? Yes,
Yep.
indeed.
So people can come by and get a taste from
What's
all
that
three.
address?
Was that Ted Watkins, right?
July
No, not at
15th.
Ted. He said at Ted Watkins.
That's July
What time
15th,
is it?
right?
That's at the WLC CAC building.
That's on Central. What's the
Yep.
address
Right.
on
I said
Central?
Ted Watkins.
109th and Central is the WLCAC.
What's that address for people?
109.
And you'll be there at what time?
10950.
Yep, South Central,
South Central.
Los Angeles, California 90059.
You keep giving that zip code. Ain't nobody gonna mail nothing. Look,
I mean, he better hope somebody mails
address.
some money or something.
All right, but what time is it?
address.
Tell me the time. No,
What time?
Starting at 11.
Starting at 11.
11. Yep.
All right.
all right, you guys can come by the WLCAC Saturday at 11 o'clock and get a taste of this soul.
Right.
Hello.
10950 South Central.
That's
What's the
right.
zip code again? No.
90059. One more time. 90059.
indeed.
And be on time at 11 a.m.
That's it. Come
At
and eat.
10:59.
Yeah, come and eat some home cooking, family, and God bless you, and thank you for listening. Thank you guys for getting
problem,
here. I'm so
Lord.
sorry it was late, but you
Oh,
know
no,
we
it's all
just
good.
happy
I'm right
we
across
got
the
here.
street. I'm at home.
So that means you shouldn't have been late, though, bro.
Well,
I mean,
He's
we
across
gonna leave
the
him alone.
street.
I mean, I was cleaning up.
He's tired. He's been working hard.
Gotta
Leave him
clean it
alone.
up.
Yeah. All right. God bless you, community family. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back next week with Jai person Lynn again to finish that conversation we started about law enforcement and the Just Us system.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
What's my